Duelists, it is I, Helgear, and this is my Amazoness deck profile for post Battles of Legend Crystal Revenge. Thank you, Legendary Duelist 10 in Japan, for giving us Amazon support that patches up a good number of holes in their deck. My Valentine and Tanya from GX greatly appreciate this support, especially since it makes the deck a lot faster. Like, sub, and bell, and leave your thoughts on my build in the comments section below. Let's count the cards. Going to begin this action with 3 copies of Amazoness Warchief. If you control no monsters or all Amazoness monsters, let me straighten these out a bit more for you. If you control no monsters or only Amazoness monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. On summon, you can set an Polymerization or Amazoness spell or trap card to the field. Each effect is once per turn. Don't let the 5 stars fool you. This is a definite and a must 3 of for your deck. And like I said, it gets you to fusion faster. So keep in mind that if you do set some of your quick play Amazoness spells, you have to wait until next turn to activate them. But if you set Polymerization, you can just flip it up and get on going. Get on with your day. Kind of do this here right-handed for today. Next up, 2 copies of Amazoness Princess. While on the field, she is treated as the queen. And the queen just prevents Amazoness monsters from being destroyed by battle. Back to the princess. On summon, she wrote as an Amazoness spell or trap from to your hand. And when declaring an attack with this, you can discard a card or send an Amazoness card on the field to the graveyard. Special summon an Amazoness monster from your deck in defense position. Between your princesses and your war chiefs, getting access to your Amazoness spells should not be a problem, including all of your big ones. You can run 3 princesses, but 2 can get you by quite well. Next up, I have 2 copies of the Golden Whip Master and 2 copies of the Silver Sword Master. Both of these pendulum monsters share the same monster effect and a similar pendulum effect. The monster effect that they share, other than the regular pendulum business, is if they're in the graveyard and you summon an Amazoness monster, you can take them from the graveyard and place them in your pendulum zones. The pendulum effect that they both share is that they give your Amazoness monsters on the field an extra 100 attack points for each of their levels. Now, once per turn, when an Amazon declares an attack, Golden Whip Master can blast a back row card, while Silver Sword Master can return an Amazoness spell or trap from your graveyard to your hand. And both of these effects are once per turn. So if you swing with one Amazoness monster, you can activate both of their pendulum effects in chain. And if you chain them right, you can actually block Ghost Bell. Next up, 2 copies of Amazoness Spiritualist. This one can also get you to Polymerization on special summon. You can take an Amazoness card you control, bounce it to your hand, and special summon it from your hand. But if you do, you're locked into special summoning Amazoness monsters for the rest of the turn. The fact that this card can also get you Polymerization on special summon is great. Again, the Amazoness monsters needed to get to Polymerization and fast. 2 spies. You reveal a different Amazon monster from hand to special summon it. It's an extender. You don't care about the rest of the stuff. 2 copies of Pet Baby Tiger. Remember when this card was money? In addition to gaining an extra 100 attack for every Amazon card in your graveyard, if it's in your hand or graveyard and you summon an Amazon, it special summons itself once per turn. Once per turn. It's also treated as Amazoness Tiger while on the field. For the singles, I have 1 Amazoness Fighter who you take no battle damage from battles involving her. A Swordsmaster for where your opponent takes the battle damage for battles involving her. Chainmaster, when she is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can pay 1,500 life points to look at your opponent's hand and steal a monster. This could be something useful depending on what you play. And I got the old school Amazon Archer, aka Amazoness Archer, thanks to the errata for time. Hand trap of choice is to affect Veilers. Before I get into the spells, I want to talk about Amazoness Scouts. I used to run a copy of Amazoness Scouts in this deck, and then I took it out because even though I ran it at 1, I could never pull that thing. And now when I was looking up Amazoness builds, everybody's running 1 Scout. So if you don't want to play Chainmaster or Fighter, you can always take out one of them for your Scouts. Spell game. We have 3 copies of Amazoness Call, which is the N archetype Rhoda. You can also, Rhoda or Foolish Burial. You can also banish it from your graveyard to target an Amazoness monster you control, and it can swing at every monster your opponent controls that turn. 1, 2, 3 copies of Amazoness Secret Arts. This is the quick play fusion spell for the deck. Glad to have it as part of the fusion engine. If your fusion summon an Amazoness fusion monster this turn, you can also send an Amazon monster from your extra deck or graveyard as material. There you go. But keep in mind, it is a wet. So you either fuse from the hand or graveyard or extra deck. And of course we have the OG polymerization. I play 1 Amazoness Village. 1 is really all you need. It's an extra 100 attack. But don't be fooled. Amazon monsters can get rather beefy. Now this next card that I run 2 copies of, I was going to have you play guess this card, but I'm going to talk about this a little bit because I'm probably giving away my age when I reveal this card, but it is super good right now. And this card was not reprinted, so it really makes this fun to play in an Amazoness deck, and that is 2 copies of Amazoness Spellcaster. We did not get this in Legendary Duelist. We didn't get this in Season 1. And it is even more cracked now than it was back in the day. This helped me get through some real rough monsters. You can target 1 monster your opponent controls. Actually, no, does this target? No, this does not target. It doesn't target. But what it does is it switches the original attack of 1 Amazoness monster you control and one of your opponent's monsters for the turn. This card is cracked now, especially if you're facing one of your opponent's really beefy monsters. You can switch it to the original attack. So for example, if you have princess on the field, right? And you're fighting something like, oh, let's say something with 3,000 attack points, right? What you'll do is princess will get the 3,000 attack. That monster becomes 1,200. And you can clear beefcake monsters. And a really good thing to do is, and this is what makes it even more cracked now, because Amazoness Spellcaster dates all the way back to GOAT era in the set known as Magician's Force. You can play Amazoness Spellcaster when your opponent has a super beefy monster. Then you can banish the Amazoness Call in your graveyard. And now you have a beat stick that can, and especially if this is the princess, you can discard with your princess, which is now a beefcake, special summon an Amazoness monster to defend, like the regular queen, and then the princess at beefcake strength can hit every opposing monster. And if you have both your pendulum monsters on the field, that's an extra, 400 attack points? In addition to the original attack that you have, plus do the clapping and recurring of Amazoness Spellcaster, which is really, really good. Refusion is one of two equipped spells I play in this deck, the other being the one copy of Amazoness Heirloom. Heirloom is only a 500 attack point boost. I'm using my living fossils for other things, and I can't find the Divine Sword Phoenix Blade. Trap game, we got two Amazoness Onslaughts. It's a special summon. It's 500 extra attack. We know how good this is. Good this card is. I'm running one Amazoness Hall. Hall actually sets up your pendulum monsters, and if it's on the field and your opponent summons a monster, you can gain life equal to half of their attack. If you want to play Amazoness Hot Springs, the other trap that gets your pendulum game going, feel free to switch it out with Amazoness Willpower that I play in the deck. This is the revival card for the Amazoness monsters. That's it for the main deck. Let's go into the extra deck. I am running not one, but two Amazoness Pet Ligers. You need an Amazoness Tiger for this fusion summon, which Baby Tiger counts as that. Once per battle, if this card attacks, Jesus Christ, let me straighten these out. I really have a bad habit of not straightening these cards out here. Once per turn, if this card attacks during damage calculation, you can make this card gain attack during damage calculation. How much attack is this? Give me this card. Alright, 500 attack during damage calculation. Jesus, I can't believe I'm doing this rookie move. If your Amazoness monster attacks an opponent's monster after damage calculation, target a face-up monster your opponent controls and take 800 attack from them. Very useful card going here. We have one Amazoness Empress. Empress is good for one of the other fusion cards that you control. And works very well if you have an Amazoness Queen. Well, you need Amazoness Queen to fuse this, so Queen or Princess. Other Amazoness cards you control cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. If your Amazoness monster attacks a defense position monster, you deal piercing. If this fusion summon monster is destroyed by battle or leaves the field Because of an opponent's card effect, while its owner controls it, you can special summon an Amazoness Queen from hand, deck, or graveyard. So, get you more of the Queen action here. 2 copies of Pet Liger King. This protects all of your other monsters. Really good protection on the Pet Liger King. You need a fusion monster.
He's in the bathroom.
No, you need a level 5 or higher Amazoness monster to get into this, which isn't so bad.
I just gotta pee, that's all.
You can target an Amazoness card outside of in addition to the protection. Target an Amazoness card you control. And an Amazoness monster in your graveyard. Destroy the card you control and revive the Amazon card in the graveyard, which is a once per turn effect. 2 copies of Augusta. This is the broken lady here that needs the fusion or an Amazoness monster card. Oh, this is the one that protects you from card effects. Alrighty then. And if you use either Empress or Queen as fusion material for this card, it can swing twice. If this fusion summon card is special summoned, special summon an Amazoness monster from your deck once per turn. So you can get more Amazoness action going on with this. I run a small Utopia package in here because we're all warriors. 1 cross sheet because we have a lot of fusions. Isolde because, you know, equips. And since I have 2, you can get a princess or a baby tiger back. Also the Earth Charmer immovable. Really good to get you back resources. Nightmare Unicorn for the bounces. And Apollousa for the negates. I gotta get me another Apollousa card. That's my Amazoness deck profile, you guys. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. More deck profiles are on the way. But for now, I take my cards to the box because I'm done. Bye-bye, everybody.